This video is for my people who get extremely jealous, to the point where you can't sleep at night, where you can't go out, you can't function through your day without knowing where your partner is, what they're doing, what they're up to, and it's driving you crazy. And you just want to get out of that mindset. You just want to be at peace, but for some reason you can't find it, and you seem to be falling into the spiral of these jealous feelings all the time. And I want to preface this video by saying you are not crazy for feeling this way. And I repeat myself, you are not crazy for having these jealous feelings. I've explained this in my other video where I go over the same topic. Jealousy comes from a feeling of survival, a defense mechanism that we all have, all of us humans have. But for some people, it's gone to the point where they can't function. The anxiety takes over and they can't get through their day, and it's almost ruining their life. And this video is for you. I'm going to go over 3 tips that have really helped me shift my mindset, calm my jealous feelings, and made me a functioning human being past all the anxiety and hurt that I've experienced in my life. So let's get into it, and I really hope this helps you guys too. If you are new to this channel, hello, my name is Vero. I help you all glow, grow, and thrive past your toxic relationships and trauma in your life. So let's start healing together. So tip number 1 to remember when you are feeling these anxious and jealous feelings that are taking over your body is to remember that even though it doesn't seem like it, everyone goes through this. The number 1 thing I want you to remember is that you are not alone in this feeling. I know it might seem that you're isolated in this kind of mindset. I felt that way for a very long time, and I just kept asking myself all these kinds of questions. Why can't I get over it? Why am I always acting this way? Why can't I seem to let it go? Why am I always scared? Why do these feelings always come up when I don't want them to? And trust me, you are not alone in those feelings. If I feel them, someone else feels them, and then someone else feels them. The fact that my other video about jealousy has got as much attention as it did to help you guys out just goes to show how you're not alone in this journey. And sometimes it's really hard to remember that, especially when you're going through the motions of the spiral of anxiety. That's the most important thing to remember when you are feeling this, that you are not crazy, that it's not because you aren't doing your best. This has happened to a lot of people, and this feeling comes up for a lot of people. At the end of the day, I want you to understand that this anxiety comes from a place of hurt, not a place of crazy. You have been betrayed at some point in your life, and this is your way of defending yourself and defending your peace. But this is also something that you need to sort out so you can actually find peace in your life, in your relationships, and the connections you're trying to make. And hopefully the next couple of tips that I introduce here will help you with that. So the second thing I want you to remember is something that I've already kind of touched base on in the first point, is to have compassion towards yourself in these moments. It's easy to beat yourself up. Trust me, I understand. I find myself trapped in this feeling of door 1 and door 2, as my therapist likes to call it, where I seem to always go for the easiest option of getting mad, like let me just go down this rabbit hole. I want you to understand to choose self-compassion, to be kind to yourself in those moments. When you're hurting, just say, hey, it's okay. I know you've been betrayed before. I know you've been hurt in the past. You are safe. There's no need to go down the rabbit hole and make things worse, beat yourself up, and eventually spiral into a pattern of depression and anxiety and stress. Take a moment to forgive yourself when you're feeling these feelings, and take a moment to breathe and be kind to yourself when you're wanting to beat yourself up, when you're telling yourself you keep making these mistakes over and over, when you tell yourself there's nothing you can do. Be kind to yourself, because it doesn't help you in the situation at all to beat yourself up over these feelings. What I also wanted to add when being compassionate to yourself is practice being kind to yourself in those little moments when you're basically doing very little tasks, mundane things. So for example, if you drop your phone suddenly, don't try to beat yourself up for being an idiot or saying you have butterfingers or try to insult yourself in whatever shape, way, or form. Be kind to yourself and tell yourself this happens. This isn't reflective on my whole life. I just dropped my phone. It happens to everybody. Pick that phone up, pick yourself back up, and just brush it off. So little tasks like that where you want to beat yourself up over something that is completely small, practice self-compassion with yourself, and this causes a domino effect in the long run for bigger events that'll happen in your life where you may overreact over something that you got jealous about, and you need to remember to be kind to yourself in those moments especially. And tip number 3 is to complete that trauma cycle. Now when I say complete the trauma cycle, there is this wonderful book about trauma and how it affects the body, and I'll link it down below. Our body goes through this trauma cycle because it's a form of survival. All these pent up anxiety and stress in our body needs to be released. We can't just bottle it up unhealthily because that hurts us in the long term. And we need to let that stress and anger and sadness out of your body. So whatever it looks like, scream into a pillow, punch something, just don't hurt anybody and don't lash out in an argument with your partner. You need to let that anger and that fear out of your body because your body physically needs to take that anger and that stress out for you to feel relieved, for you to have an outlet. Because you bottle things up, it's just going to erupt in a very ugly way where you might start an argument with your partner, where you might start throwing things at your partner maybe, and I do not condone that. Do not choose violence in these moments when you're trying to complete the trauma cycle. Just do it in a healthy way where you are not hurting anybody. You are just taking your anger out and completing the cycle because it's healthy for your body and for your mind. So those are the 3 tips that have helped me shake off this anxiety and this jealousy I feel when I'm in the heat of the moment of feeling these intense thoughts. I hope you remember these and practice these when you're in a situation like this in the future. I also want to premise this by saying this is something that doesn't just click overnight. This isn't something that just quick fixes you. This is something you have to continually practice to get better at. So I hope these tips help you just as much as it helped me. I know you are hurting right now and you are struggling. Trust me, I understand what that's like. I still continue to struggle with stuff like this from time to time. You can heal and you can get over this hurdle in your life. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe down below if you did, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one.